Hello everybody and welcome to Toyah and Robert's Jubilee Objects of Desire.
A few precious things of direct relevance to the Jubilee celebration.
Now we have a past history with members of the royal family, and it started around 1987 when I was invited to meet Prince Edward, and by this time I'd already met Princess Diana quite a few times, but I went to a meeting with Prince Edward and he asked me to help organise the royal It's a Knockout. So this is the official royal It's a Knockout book. And when we eventually got to Alton Towers in the UK, all four royals that took part had official kind of team colours. So I'm the jester and Prince Edward is the boss there. So just giving you a close-up look. There was also Princess Anne, who was magnificent. There was Princess Fergie, and there was, of course, Prince Andrew, who all took part. It was quite an experience, and Prince Edward did everything right. He got world stars involved. I had to do very little other than just give him emotional support. So there was John Travolta, there was Jane Seymour, there was Tom Jones. There were huge sports legends, Olympic legends from around the world. There was Meatloaf. Can you remember? Christopher Reeves. It was incredible. So my object of desire is, after this took place, Prince Edward had these made by Wedgwood for everyone who took part in the team. And I adore this. It's got all of the causes that we and he raised hundreds and thousands of pounds for, presented to those who raised all and feared naught for their gallant cause. So there's Save the Children, there's the Prince's Trust, there's just so many, there's animal charities, and that is my object of desire.
Now, I am going to share Toyah's object of desire and tell two stories. The first is, on Coronation Day, 70 years ago, our family invited all the neighbours around to watch the coronation on our 8-inch black and white television. Now, in June 1952, very few people in England had televisions. They were a rarity. And a convention spontaneously appeared on Coronation Day of those with televisions would invite in the neighbours. So in the sitting room at Oakley Hill, Wimborne, my mother set up chairs in front of this tiny television and we plugged in. And in the aftermath of the war, the country was very supportive of monarchy and the royal family. It was a wonderful day. It was an event. And then afterwards, we went down to the fete at Wimborne Recreation Ground and celebrated and partied with all the other kids and the families in Wimborne. It was a defining day of my youth. Now, the second story, coming back to this, before the actual knockout event, we were having dinner with all the competitors and associates and so on, and Toyah and myself were on a table with, among others, John Cleese, also with several luminaries who were supporting the event financially. And I was sat next to a banker's wife who leant over and asked me how I managed to deal with living in my wife's shadow.
Did you burst out laughing?
No, I'm very aware who is the star in our household and who has always been dear. So those are my two stories to do with this Jubilee celebration.
Well, I have such fond memories, and it was a very difficult time, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you who aren't in the UK who are watching this whole event got critically absolutely panned and was said to be the end of the monarchy as we know it. in retrospect, I think there is a different truth coming out. And that is that Prince Edward was passionate about show business. He worked incredibly hard. He did raise hundreds of thousands of pounds. And it was an extraordinary event at which Princess Anne, I think, stole the glory for, because she was witty, she was so incredibly funny and very, very centered. And every time the camera was on her, she just stole the show. So Robert and I were honoured because we stayed in a tiny 5-bedroom hotel with Prince Edward and Princess Anne. And there was literally just the 4 of us and their partners. And it was the most intense experience I've ever had, because the security was unbelievable. You looked out of the windows, and we were in an area called the Peak District. This was our Alton Towers, a huge theme park that we were going to. But every field had police officers watching the building we were in. There were helicopters, and we realised what an honour it was for us as ordinary citizens to be in this high security event with Prince Edward and Princess Anne. And I have so much respect for what they did, how they behaved, what became of this, and how difficult their lives can be at times, that I still feel utmost respect and such pride for the Queen.
Who has served her nation honourably for 70 years.
Yeah. They haven't had an easy life. They've had exciting lives, they've had wealth, but it hasn't been easy. And I just have so much respect. And I had to give up an invite for the 5th, the Jubilee procession. I was invited to be in the procession, and I'm in Edinburgh doing a concert. And I said to the people that said to me, this is never going to happen ever again in history, would you be there? And I said, my concert in Edinburgh has taken 2 years to happen. I'm going to be in Edinburgh for those incredible fans who bought their tickets 2 years ago. So I feel both immensely proud that I was asked to be on one of the processional buses, and also I love my audience in Edinburgh.
Well, there we are then. Precious things for this week, little lovey.
Yay, and thank you to Wedgwood for making these beautiful bobs. Everybody, have a glorious Jubilee weekend. Have fun, and we will see you tomorrow for a very Fripp-themed Sunday lunch where he is very badly behaved. Bye from Toyah.
And from Robert.
Mwah!